What's going on, guys? It's your man, Big Vez, the Rocarazzi man. Roc Runna Radio, Roc Runna Press. We are your #1 networking tool for the media, and I'm with my man, Mr. Ryan, the director, the editor of this great film. How you doing today, brother?
Oh, I'm very good, very good. Thank you for coming out.
Definitely. So why don't you go ahead and tell the people, what's going on here. Obviously you got a great display of people coming out for you. What's going on today at this great place?
Well, we're at the Bahche here in Park Slope, Brooklyn, and tonight is the premiere, and I mean the premiere, the very first time people are seeing my movie, An Inconvenient Ruth, which I'm the director, producer, screenwriter, editor, and I'm also a co-star in the movie.
Damn, you doing all the tables on that.
Well, you have to wear a lot of hats, including this one.
It's a very nice hat, and very nice hat indeed. Why don't you tell our listeners? It takes a lot to do all of that, especially to write the film, to direct the film, to edit the film. Give us a little insight on basically all the hats that you are basically wearing, excluding the one that you're wearing now.
Well, I can definitely assure you, writing the script was a challenge, and even for someone like me who's starting out, scripting, script writing, you underestimate it. You may think it's easy, but sometimes writing a scene that you might think will be good, including its dialogue and its action, you might think it's good, but you might have to take it out. And sometimes, like 1 or 2 pages, that can take like more than a half hour of time because you got to know what works and what doesn't.
Yes. And before we move on, why don't we also tell the name of the film and also the thesis behind the film as well?
Well, the movie is called An Inconvenient Ruth, and one of the biggest inspirations from the movie was based on Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth. So, the way how I came up with the premise of this movie was, I hear this, I see the title, Al Gore's title, and I'm thinking, how can I manipulate that title and call it a movie to call my very own? So all I did was to take out the word T, the letter T in the word truth, and next thing you know, I have a title that's going to be representing a story completely on its own. So I went with that concept, and so I have my title. So I'm thinking, what can I do with this title? What kind of genre can I make? How long can I make this movie on its length of time? And what would it be about? And so I just went by there, just figure out what the character would be about, and figure out what type of situations would she be in. And I figure, it's a short film, so why not just cut right to the chase of just putting her into a very situation. And I say what would she be like in this scene or that scene, and it's all going to be played out in the movie tonight.
And obviously tonight is the screening of the actual film.
Yep.
Very good. Now, is this film going to be available to download on the internet and all that stuff sooner or later, or how's that going to work?
Well, I like to start with the film festivals first because I think it's good to get that kind of exposure. And one of the reasons why I'm avoiding websites like YouTube for it is because you can broadcast anything on YouTube, but you might be misled on the concept of whether people are liking it or not because there is such a thing as overselling, and you can do that with YouTube in the case of always copying and pasting a URL on people's emails or Facebook postings. But you got to remember, overselling and even putting on something free like YouTube, it can backfire because you pretty much are putting yourself in a position where you're selling your item, but you're not really going to get anything back in return of it. In fact, even fan base won't even be guaranteed on that. But the benefit I get for putting it on a film festival, various film festivals I should say, is that people are looking at my work without even meeting me, without even knowing who I am, and they can decide if my movie fits well with their venue.
And that's what it is. Definitely kicking that knowledge, man. Last 2 things. Why don't you go ahead and plug yourself? Where can people follow you as far as your Instagram, your Twitter? Put your social media out there just in case people want to follow you for updates on more films and all that.
Well, just remember the name J. Samuel Ryan. That's J and then Samuel Ryan. Just type that in on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Well, with Twitter, it's all one word, J. Samuel Ryan. But that's basically it. You can find me there. And I'm also going to eventually work on my own website. The only reason I didn't work on it yet is because I want to have movies complete so that people can...
Content.
Exactly. So it doesn't look like an empty website,
And plus, you're busy. You're director, you're the actor. You're doing this. You're in the movie. Oh, you're doing so much. That's what's up. Last thing I want to kick. As far as advice, because obviously you wear a lot of hats. Why don't you give some yeah nice hat, yes. Give some advice to those who trying to get to your position, who's trying to get to what you're doing as far as especially being the director and the editor and all that. You know, give some advice to those that are watching right now.
Well, I can give you two pieces of advice that I think is very important, so listen up. First of all, if you're going to be in the entertainment industry, do not, I repeat, do not fulfill a career doing only one skill. I guarantee that will be your downfall because guess what? Having one skill in this industry is not getting your name out there, and eventually it'll lead you towards desperation. So it's always good to keep yourself as multi-talented as possible in a competing industry like the entertainment industry. The second thing I'm going to tell you is also have a backbone of making sure you don't just give in to anything that's available, because if you do that, you're going to be pretty much, if I could say this appropriately, someone's donkey, you know, because if you don't have a grasp of control on your own career, then guess what? Someone's going to tell you what your career is, and you know, is that really any different if you were to work like a retail job? You know, it's just earning your living. It's not. You're not really standing out as an individual. And that's one thing I also learned about developing this career is that when I was starting, I tried to see if I can work for someone, but I couldn't get any luck with that. And I decided, you know what? I'm not going to wait till I find someone to hire me. I'm going to make my own projects because I know I got the skill. I know it's what I want to do, filmmaking and directing and writing my own scripts. So that's really the deepest origin behind this movie and my second movie, Tyler Knocks a Cateroid, which is already in the editing stages. That's what you got to realize, that if you can't go to someone, don't let that be a threat to your career. Make something of your own, write a script, eventually try to find a way to finance it. I mean, if you're lucky enough to not worry too much about financing, then use whatever tools you got. But remember, creativity is your best friend. Don't ever abandon it. Always treat it like it's going to be like the one standing alongside you, because as long as you got your creative side, your creative juices flowing, you're going to succeed. And this movie would have not been made if it wasn't for my independent thinking and my determination. And so, you know, the way I see it is, like my movie, hate my movie, hey, the movie is out, and it's out because of my determination.
And that's what it is. Director, actor, um,
Producer,
producer, editor,
director.
director. Say it again. That's what it is, man. I'm sitting with the man, the man, the myth, the legend. Mr. Ryan, man, this is your man, Big Veg, the Rocarazzi, man, Roc Runna Radio, Roc Runna Press. We are your number one networking tool for the media, man. Stay tuned. I got more for y'all, man. Stay tuned.